Hi, I'm Adam, and I'm going to be talking about the Roman Empire and my project. The first question is my G-Spice question, which is how did the social life of the Roman Empire contribute to its rise and its fall? My answer is social life in Rome contributed to its rise because Romans saw families living together in cities and working towards a common greater goal as a populace, as being a symbol of advancement and being civilized. Doing things to better the community gave Romans more status. For example, having children and growing crops. Doing things that weakened the community gave Roman citizens less status. For example, lying or being an actor. Status was very important to Roman citizens. Social life contributed to Rome's fall because the poor could not ever hope to become true members of a civilization. They were always left behind. They lived in shabby houses that often burnt down and sometimes even had to abandon their own babies. They were called the hordes. They did not participate in building or defending Rome and were often causing trouble for the citizens. The second question is how could the fall of the Roman Empire have been avoided? And my answer is Rome became too big and got into too many wars with neighbors. It should have stayed smaller. This would have made Rome less of an enemy to neighbors, and Rome would have had to spend so much of its money on their arm, and Rome wouldn't have to spend so much money on its army. They could have spent the money on growing more crops to better feed all Romans. Also, Rome Rome should have paid more attention to how their leaders behaved. Too much corruption made Rome run out of money and unable to pay their soldiers to defend against barbarians. The third question is what what was the most important thing you learned about the rise and fall of ancient Rome? The most important thing I learned was about the family and community working together for the betterment of the society, which made Rome great. Growing too big and corruption and spending too much money and attention on their army made Rome fall. I think this is really important to how Rome became so great and how it sort of decreased and wasn't so great after a long period of time. Uh, I also think that this relates to some countries to this day. They are still developing, and many other civilizations that are in the past. Uh, the fourth question is what was your main contribution to the project? Well, I think that my main contribution to the project was adding in some funny lines in the script and playing the part as a soldier. I think that I was able to portray my character very well. This is because I knew my lines very well and tried my best to act like a soldier. Uh, Finally, I think that I helped gather some ideas about the costumes. I also helped decide which costume looked most like the character the person was pretending or trying to act out. Uh, Question 5 is tell me about a conflict which happened during this project and how your group resolved it. One conflict in my group was which costume went with which character. As a group, we figured out a way to resolve this problem. First of all, we sat down and discussed and researched about what different people were in ancient Rome. After that, we all shared ideas. We came to a conclusion for all the characters in the play. This is because after doing the research, we all had the same ideas about what different people in Rome were, since we knew all the facts and about more information than we knew before. So we all ended up having the same idea. The final and last question was, what advice would you have for next year's grade sevens who will do this project? And that would be if I were to give some advice to grade sevens who might do this project, I would talk to them about their research. This is because you cannot just write a play or do any project without having accurate facts and knowledge. I would also talk to them about group management. I would try tell I would try I would tell them to try and resolve their problems as a group and not argue or vote on an idea, because the majority might be wrong. And yeah, and finally, I think that this will help improve the group's ideas and collaboration hugely, which will better their project and how they end up and and had their final result. So that was my summative, and thank you for watching.